So we presented a subgroup analysis of a large phase 3 trial comparing CPX-351 versus conventional 7+3 chemotherapy in older adults with newly diagnosed acute myeloid leukemia, high risk or secondary acute myeloid leukemia. This particular study focused on the subgroup of patients who went to allogeneic bone marrow transplant, and we found that the patients who had received treatment with CPX-351 prior to transplant lived longer after transplant than patients who had received 7+3 as their primary therapy. This was, again, a planned subgroup analysis of only the patients that went to bone marrow transplant who were in the original large cohort of patients. CPX-351 is a liposomally encapsulated formulation of cytarabine and daunorubicin at a ratio of 5:1 of cytarabine to daunorubicin. And it's felt that that particular ratio is optimally synergistic in causing leukemic cell kill compared to other molar ratios between the two drugs. So in this particular study, amongst patients who went to allogeneic transplant, we observed a higher early death rate in patients who had received prior therapy with 7+3 compared to patients who had received prior therapy with CPX-351. Now, although it's not clear why that is the case, one could surmise that perhaps the CPX-treated patients were in better physical condition and maybe better able to tolerate the bone marrow transplant than patients who received conventional care going into transplant. So those analyses remain to be worked out in more detail to better understand the toxicity profile and why that group of CPX-treated patients may have done better in terms of early mortality. I think right now we're looking at the older patients with high risk or secondary AML as the primary population that benefits from this drug. I think there will be strong exploration of other types of AML, in particular younger patients with high risk disease features whose disease may behave very similarly to older patients. And certainly there's interest in developing this drug further in larger groups of AML patients, maybe including those without high risk features or patients that have, say, myelodysplastic syndromes in a more advanced stage.